How are you?
Absolutely marvelous. Thank you very much.
Good. I'm glad to know that. My problem is knowing what to call you, and I've been worrying about this and tossing in my sleep, and I know the various titles are confusing to an American. How can we handle it?
Me too. If you'd call me Larry and I could call you Dick, it's better. Much better.
You want me to call you Larry?
Yes.
That won't be easy, but I will try.
Yes, it's much the best. Thank you.
I've always thought Sir Richard would be rather nice on my part, but I suppose that's asking a bit much.
Oh, I'll fix it. It's perfectly all right.
Okay. I had heard that you resisted somewhat the idea of being made a lord.
Yes.
Can you explain that and
Yes.
if they in fact ask you if you want to be one? That surprised me.
Yes. They did, and I felt a bit uncomfortable about it. I felt that it would, as it were, in the mind and eye of the public and of my profession, put me sort of, as it were, a little out of touch or something silly like that. And I didn't want to look strange or feel that people regarded me in a strange way as being anything apart from either the man in the street or from everybody in my profession. And so I resisted it for a long time. And not very long, 2 or 3 years, something like that. And also there was something about the title itself that worried me slightly. I thought that Sir Richard or Sir anything else like that was rather nicely romantic and seemed chivalrous and gallant and all sorts of nice things like that. And I thought that Lord, apart from the awkward thing about footmen and people saying "my lord" this and that, it sounded funny to me and made me feel a little bit self-conscious, and also had a slight aura of the New Testament in which I find myself most grossly miscast. And so I found it rather difficult. And then I said, could you, if you're very sweet and want to give me anything, can you give me anything? I mean, anything at all. 3 letters after, anything. I'd love anything, but not that. And they said, well, that's fine. But you mustn't forget whatever else we gave you would do nobody any good but yourself. And if we make you a member of the House of Lords, which is only like being made an honorary senator, as it were, you can do some good for other people. You can plead some causes you might feel strongly about. You can get up and we want you to have a forum. We want your profession to have a forum. Well, that line of talk put an entirely different complexion on it for me. And so ultimately I thought, well, thanks very much. So I said yes.
I'm glad you took it. Do you find that people do, though, have a moment of stammering when they meet you and not know which title to call you by?
Not here, and certainly not in this country.
Yeah.
No. Most people call me Larry.
Does anyone call you Sir Larry?
Yes, a lot of people do. I rather like that. It makes me feel popular. And, I like it. I couldn't have them in the theatre call me Lord or anything. I mean, that wouldn't be possible, because it's all very well when somebody knocks at your dressing room door and says, "Your call, Sir Laurence, but your lordship's call is a bit different." And so we don't allow it in the theatre, and we don't allow it in the office. We don't allow it among anybody who's ever met me before, as a matter of fact. And I think the American habit of Christian names is very good and very charming and very healthy and splendid.
First names.
And that's what I like. Yes, that's what I like.
Okay. I have to ask you this. Is this your own nose? It is?
Yes.
Do you know why I ask? For years, they've always said you've never played a role with the same nose, to the point where no one, except those who knew in your private life, knew what your real nose looked like. And
No.
they've all been so convincing on the screen, all the noses I've seen you with, that I just thought I'd be sure that this was...
Yes, there's nothing added to
the
this.
Olivier nose.
Yes, this is my nose.
Okay. We were talking about the title being something that gave dignity, in a way, to the acting profession, at least it's been spoken of that way. And it's strange to think that there was a time when actors were the lowest form of society, in this country, even.
Rogues and vagabonds.
That's right.
Up until I think about 1880.
Are they respectable enough now?
Oh, yes, they're about the most respectable people there are now.
And isn't there still one hotel in London that won't accept actors? I've been told there is. I think it's the Ritz. I may be wrong.
I don't
may be
think
slandering
so.
the hotel.
No, I don't think so. I think there's one in Newcastle.
Oh. After the show, we'll go down there and take care of that. People assume you're descended from actors sometimes, that you come from a royal family of actors.
No,
not the case.
Not one actor at all.
I saw an interview once in a New York paper, and you said your father was not an actor, but a person. And I realized later that that was a typographical error.
Yes, it was.
Did you see that? It was said?
He was a parson.
A parson.
He was a person too, but he was a parson.
I'm glad.
I believe the word parson comes from person, actually. I think
man.
it means the person of the village, or something like that.
But that's supposed to be a profession that would be shocked if its son wanted to go into anything as wicked as the theater.
Yeah, not in my case. My father encouraged me to go into the theatre. He was a very broad-minded parson. He was a very high Anglican, which I think you would say in America is high Episcopalian, I think. Mm-hmm. And we used to say that he was so high he was nearly turned, which means he was nearly a Roman Catholic. He was so high. Not quite. Mm-hmm. He was married, funnily enough. He had 2 other children beside me. And he was very broad-minded. He loved the theatre. My mother loved the theatre. And I don't think that people's gifts are necessarily inherited gifts. I think people mostly think that if a person is a very gifted person, it most likely misses the next generation and may light on the generation after that. But I think, I've got a notion that a talent is probably the result of an inherited wish, a wish to be something. My wife, whose name is Joan Plowright, whom we've seen in America.
I know.
She's, I think, a marvelous actress. And I think that her parents, or possibly her grandparents, she has absolutely no theatrical tradition in her family, whatever, beyond that her mother was an extremely gifted amateur actress. Now, she had a great wish, obviously, to be an actress. My father was an extremely dramatic preacher. My mother was a very, very, very funny mimic. And there was a wish there. And so maybe I'm the lucky recipient of all those wishes, and so is my wife, I think. I don't think that it's inherited in a normal way. I think it's inherited obliquely, reflectively, from somebody's wish to be something. And eventually, it gets picked up in the blood somewhere around.
And if it is inherited, it would be more than one generation away, you'd feel, probably. So.
I think so, though God knows there are many, many, many exceptions to that rule.
Do any of your children show signs of wanting to be parsons, for example?
No, not that you'd notice it.
Not yet. You seem like an athlete. I had lunch with you the other day, and your presence is very animated, and I was trying to think what it reminded me of. And in the line of this work, I've interviewed a lot of athletes, and there's a kind of physical energy about them that you have. Do you work out? You actually go, do you?
Yes, I go to a gym at least twice a week, and I ride with my children every weekend. I keep as fit as I can. I think that acting is very much responsive to being fit. I think the most important attribute of an actor, of all the attributes, even including talent, is stamina. And I think that your energy, and it's all energy, isn't it? And your resilience and your lasting quality, if you have an enormous part, you have to be able to see it to the end. And you must be very fit for that, as you must in anything in life, really. If you're a player, a gamester of any sort, boxer, rider, anything at all, you must be extremely fit to have the stamina to go through to the end. And a big part, Macbeth or God Save Us in Othello, requires an enormous amount of training, I think. I trained for about 6 months in order to get 5 extra notes into the bass part of my voice.
That's incredible. What does that actually mean? You managed to lower your God-given voice to something lower than it?
By sheer determination, really. I had a teacher helping me all the time. You wouldn't know it now because I can't do it anymore, but I could get it back again if I tried hard for a few weeks.
It's changed back up to where it was?
Yes, it's gone back to normal now.
Do you know what your lowest note is?
Yes, it was. A normal low note is D, and I got it down to A, which is 5 notes.
How does D sound? Can you do D?
No, I can't. No. No, I can't.
But were you a trained singer before that?
I was, but I've never had perfect pitch. I'm sorry. Wish I had.
Oh, don't be sorry. I don't have it either. Well, I know that you played Catherine in Taming of the Shrew at age, was it age 15?
Yes.
How would you play that differently today?
I played a little older, that's all.
How did that come about? I gather you were in an all-boys school.
I was in a choir school when I was young, which is not strange, considering my father was a parson, my mother was deeply religious. They sent my brother and me. My brother's 2.5 years older than me. His name was Dick. And I'm not saying comparing the ages, I'm only saying his name was the same as yours.
Right.
He and I were singers. And that gave us a sort of feeling for sound, at least, and music, of course. And at that particular little school, they were very highly skilled at training us little infants, who were only 14 of us, how to act. We had a very gifted precentor, it's called in England. I don't know what it's called in the Episcopal Church. It means the next man after the vicar. There were a very fashionable church, and about 5 parsons in the staff of this church. And one of them was the schoolmaster, but this chap wasn't. He was a very artistic man, and could have been a great actor himself, I think, a wonderful actor. And very brilliantly artistic, painted all the scenery, taught us all how to act, very handsome, beautiful voice, and a wonderful preacher, extremely effective, theatrical, marvelously effective preacher, and had a great following in the church. And he could have been, I think, without any question, an actor at the drop of his hat. And he taught us a very great deal. He taught me the love of it, I suppose, when I was very young. I started acting at this school when I was about 10. My first part was Brutus, and then went on through various girls' parts. I don't know why, but I did, and played Maria, and then I played Catherine. And after I'd left this private school, this choir school, and been to what we call in England, mistakenly entirely, a public school, I was asked to come back, and we were invited to play, this production at Stratford-on-Avon for Shakespeare's birthday on a special matinee. This was Friday, the 23rd of April in 1922. And it was in the old theatre at Stratford before it was burnt down. And that's what happened. That was the start. That's why you can say I've been on the stage 50 years. I haven't really. I've only been on the stage 45 years. I've been a juvenile for 45 years.
And that was where the legend is, anyway, that the great Ellen Terry spotted you, I think, playing Brutus, and said the boy who plays Brutus will...
Something like that.
Will someday be on the Dick Cavett show or something.
Yes, that's it.
To that effect.